Hello, and welcome to Dispatches from the Civil War, a podcast breaking down events of the American Civil War week by week in real time. My name is Logan, and I will be your host. This week, the events of March 29th through April 4th in 1861. This week opens up with President Lincoln announcing a plan for Fort Sumter. Evacuation of the fort will not be attempted, but instead, a force will be sent to supply and support what troops are already present. Lincoln calls for this force to be ready as early as April 6th. The cabinet is not overwhelmingly in favor of this plan, having voted 3-2 in favor. Secretary of War Simon Cameron stays quiet on the matter. Moving on from Fort Sumter, which must have been a nice change of pace, Lincoln looks to the Fort Pickens issue. The president orders a force to Florida to relieve the post. He will order the USS Powhatan to proceed to Florida to aid Fort Pickens. This will remove the Powhatan from efforts towards Fort Sumter. Secretary of State Seward has advised this course of action, but has not made it clear to the Department of the Navy, which could cause a bit of a wrinkle in operations. On the 1st of April, the President will receive a message from Seward in regards to international relations. The Secretary states that he is up for dealing with the Confederacy. He will suggest that the issue with the Confederacy should center around union or disunion instead of slavery. He also recommends that Fort Sumter be abandoned while occupation of other federal forts continue. Lincoln will demonstrate his skill at being tactful and firm by responding that he, the president, will make policy decisions. At the end of the week, Lincoln will write to Major Robert Anderson at Fort Sumter to inform him of the relief effort that is underway. Anderson is told to maintain the situation as it is, but is given the freedom to decide what response should be taken in the event there is an attack by Confederate forces. Speaking of action, the federal schooner Rhonda H. Shannon is fired on by Confederate batteries in the Charleston harbor. Rounding out the week, a state convention in Virginia will vote 89-45 against holding a referendum on the secession question. The eastern part of Virginia runs pretty hot for secession, whereas the western part does not seem to be all on board with the idea. It also stands to reason that Robert E. Lee, someone General Winfield Scott sees as his successor, will be watching what Virginia does closely. And there we have it. President Lincoln has made a definitive decision on Fort Sumter, and things will be in motion next week. Will the Confederates sit idly by as the fort is resupplied? Is one side itching for a fight more than the other? And is Henry Clay somewhere muttering to himself that if he had started earlier, he could have had one more compromise left in him? I guess we will wait and see what develops next week. Thank you for listening to Dispatches from the Civil War. Written, produced, recorded, and developed by myself with assistance provided by Rosemary and Paige, the Podcats. If you've enjoyed this or other episodes, please consider putting up a review and recommending it to your friends. Until next time, keep fit as a fiddle and toe the mark.